Olá, sejam bem-vindos ao Campo Diplomático, um espaço para falar das relações entre o Brasil e o mundo. Hoje vamos falar sobre a visita de uma delegação de extensionistas da Etiópia que veio ao Brasil para conhecer a tecnologia no campo brasileiro. O objetivo é desenvolver um sistema plural de extensão rural adequado para o país africano, em prol do aumento da produtividade de forma sustentável. A visita foi realizada por meio de um programa patrocinado pela Agência de Cooperação Brasileira entre o Brasil, a Etiópia e a Alemanha. Para falar sobre este programa e sobre agricultura na Etiópia, eu recebo aqui no Campo Diplomático a diretora de Extensão Rural do Ministério da Agricultura da Etiópia, Yerenesh Bezabi, que nos fala diretamente da capital do país, Addis Abeba. Ms. Bezabi, thank you so much for your time, for your participation here at our program. It's a wonderful opportunity for us to get to know a little bit about Ethiopia and agriculture in your important country.
Okay, thank you so much. I am Yerenesh from Ministry of Agriculture. I am the lead executive officer for agriculture and horticulture extension. Ethiopia is, as you know, in the East Africa, and we are smallholder agriculture, smallholder farmer-based agriculture. We are leading, and our extension system is, we can say, public dominant extension system we have. So currently we are producing different annual crops like wheat. Teff mean our staple food and typical for Ethiopia. We are producing also maize and sorghum, soybean, and other oil crops, including fruit and vegetable like avocado, mango, and other vegetables like onion, shallot, and tomato, other vegetable products also. And our agriculture is rain-fed based most, and we are also using irrigation, especially on the after rainy season.
Fantastic. Yes, surely. Well, before we get into those details, I wanted to get to know a little bit about the diversity of agriculture in Ethiopia, because Ethiopia has 6 agroclimatic zones, ranging from lowlands that are very warm up to high lands used also for agriculture with the altitude of about 3,700 meters. How have you been able to cope with this diversity in rural extension in Ethiopia?
Yeah, as you said, this is the diversity type of agriculture in Ethiopia. You can find the lowland crop, you can find the midland crop, and also you can find the highland crop. So we have also different, as you said, different agroecology and different regions. So in this region, there is a potential of crop and a potential of horticultural commodities and also root crops we have. And we are producing also oil crops, and based on the potential of the area, there are also different research institutions in different regions. They are supporting based on different technology practice, based on the agroecology, and the farmer producing by the support of research producing technology, and extension like my department working to disseminate the technology. And at the same time, we are bringing technological feedback for research. And you can find also international research like CIMMYT, ICRISAT, CIAT, and different international research also conducting besides the public agricultural research. So the farmer getting technology from research and extension, changing the research technology to package and extension and advisory service.
Mm-hmm. Fantastic. Ms. Besabi, last year you came to Brazil with a mission sponsored by the Brazilian Agency for Cooperation with a tripartite cooperation method financed by the government of Germany. My question is, why is Brazilian technology adequate for agriculture in Ethiopia? And what were you looking for when you came over and traveled through the country, got to know much of the beekeeping as well as other aspects of agriculture in Brazil?
Yeah, before we visited Brazil, we have seen different materials on Google, and we have tried to see what kind of extension system in Brazil, especially institutional arrangement in Brazil, like Imater arrangement, IPAGRI arrangement, Senar arrangement, Sevrai arrangement, PNATR, ATAR, such kind of institutional arrangement we appreciated, and we have tried to see physically what kind of agriculture in Brazil. Then GIC in Ethiopia facilitated, we have discussed with them, and they facilitated to go to Brazil and to see Brazilian extension system. Then we have been in Brazil for 15 days, and we have seen especially family agriculture, family farmer, and also medium farmer and private sector, and like extension institution, Imater, IPAGRI in Santa Catarina state, and we have seen also stingless bee. Stingless bee we have in Ethiopia, but we are producing in traditional way under the ground. So such kind of technology not improved, and the farmer not used very well. So we have seen there, and we need to introduce in Ethiopia. The other organic agriculture also, vegetable production. And when we see organic agriculture, we have seen zero tillage, minimum tillage, and related activities. We were so impressed such kind of production system. The private sector supporting the public agriculture and working together. So we have seen also such kind of arrangement, and the Ethiopian agriculture system, as I said, the extension system in Ethiopia is public dominant. The government of Ethiopia trained the development agent, extension worker, and also we are giving training for extension worker, and also supporting extension worker, facilitating the infrastructure. Every investment related with extension on the public burden. And there is also a skill gap in Ethiopian agricultural extension system. So the Brazilian system, the Brazilian agricultural practice, the Brazilian institutional arrangement was very interesting, and we went there to get experience and knowledge.
Good. Could you give us some examples of how this institutional structure became of interest to you? What were the differences that you think can be implemented into the Ethiopian system?
Yeah. Currently, as I told you, after we came back from Brazil to Ethiopia, we developed the pluralistic extension proclamation, and on that proclamation the experience from Brazil already incorporated, and the lesson presented for different stakeholders, the higher officials and experts about what we have seen there and what kind of experience will fit for Ethiopian extension system. Then one of the most impressive was institutional arrangement, like IMATER. IMATER is working in between the government and the family farmer, supporting in extension and advisory service. So we need to implement such kind of institution. Currently, we are discussing and developing additional term of reference to get more experience and skill from Brazilian side. But the proclamation we are designing we got experience from Brazil, and it is already incorporated. Not only from Brazil, but we got also from India and other African countries.
Fantastic. Before we end up the first block of the program, I'd like to know some of the interesting similarities that you find that we have between our countries. Ethiopia has a very diverse topography, has a very diverse possibility of grain, horticulture, fruit production. It is the country that originated coffee, obviously. Coffee is grown all over the world nowadays, but it originated in Ethiopia. And what are the similarities that you think that we have, and how can we expand on this cooperation futurely?
Yeah, especially in Ethiopian agriculture, we are focusing on smallholder farmers. And we are designing different plan, different strategy, different intervention, different system to support for smallholder farmers. So the Brazilian also, there is family farmer, and they're trying to support the family farmers. And also different agroecology. We have different agroecology. The Brazilian also focusing on fruit and vegetable production, especially vegetable production we have seen. Also, we have seen in the lowland area watermelon production. So in Ethiopia, we have 10 in 10 program. 10 in 10 program means 10 program in 10 years. So in 10 in 10 program, we have soybean, we have coffee, we have also vegetable and fruit production. All are focusing by Ethiopian, also focusing by Brazilian. So we need to see such kind of experience, especially bee production. This is also our focus, and the Brazilian also focusing on honey production, and especially stingless bee, which is friendly for women, friendly for youth. So we need to bring such kind of farming system, at the same time technology, knowledge and skill.
Fantastic. Well, we're going to go for a short break. O Campo Diplomático hoje recebe Yenenesh Bezabi, que é diretora executiva de Extensão Rural do Ministério da Agricultura da Etiópia. Agora vamos para um rápido intervalo e o Campo Diplomático volta em instantes. Olá, o Campo Diplomático está de volta em discussão com a diretora executiva de Extensão Rural do Ministério da Agricultura da Etiópia, Yenenesh Bezabi, que nos fala diretamente de Addis Abeba. Ms. Bezabi, as we were speaking before the break, there were many opportunities seen within your visit to Brazil last year. One of the most interesting aspects was the interest on stainless bee production as well as honey production. I'd like to know what did you see here that was of interest, and how can this technology developed in Brazil can benefit the agricultural industry in Ethiopia?
Yeah, stingless bee, which is woman friendly, and we can also introduce and work on urban and peri-urban area, and also use friendly type of technology. And in Ethiopia, last week we have visited different rural area of Ethiopia, and when we see the farmer producing the conventional type of honey production, then we have asked them about stingless bee. And when we go to Brazil, we have seen in urban agriculture, like family farmer producing stingless bee, which was very interesting and attractive way of production. So when we raised for our farmer was so eager to see such kind of technology. As I told you, this technology in Ethiopia producing underground, not by agricultural practice or supporting by improved technology, but culturally or by nature, which is the stingless bee is like in Ethiopia, we are considering like medicinal value, and the farmers not producing in their homestead or as improved technology. So we need to bring such kind of technology for our farmer, and also for use for urban agriculture, for peri-urban area, the technology, the practice, the knowledge. What kind of knowledge? How can we bring those stingless bee from underground to farmer area or at homestead area or at plot area? How can we produce? What kind of material we need to use? So the farmer was very interesting, and the facilitator, the extension worker, also very interesting. We told about the Brazilian stingless bee technology, and we promised them to support by such kind of technology. So it works for Ethiopia. We are very interested to work on that also. Thank you.
Ms. Bezabi, I'd like to touch on the relation between beekeeping and horticulture production in Ethiopia. How do these two mingle in your country? What is the importance of developing these technologies and implementing these technologies, both for the population and for the producer?
This is in Ethiopia. We have tree planting program and also honey production program. Currently, the government gave special attention for such kind of intervention. As I told you, in 10 in 10 intervention and 10 in 10 program, one of the focus area is honey production. The other focus area is vegetable and fruit production, horticultural commodities. So we can plant horticultural commodities like avocado and other tree crops with honey production. This helps us to get income for the producer. At the same time, they can keep their nutritional, they can get nutritional value from honey production. At the same time, horticultural commodities. And also those horticultural commodity mean for us high value crops. The farmer can get income very easily, and also we can export those commodities. So horticultural commodities with honey production, the farmer use those production for income, nutritional security, food security, for export, and also he can sell very easily and get income easily than other commodities.
Now, Ms. Bezabi, I'd like to know a bit about the agriculture food systems roadmap in Ethiopia, which has been established by the government. What is the program? What are its objectives? And how can this technology help you achieve those objectives?
Yeah, currently one of a big issue in Ethiopia is food system type of approach. Before, we are focusing on production and productivity just to maximize production and productivity. But currently, we need to focus on food systems, the whole value chain, the whole food system, starting from production up to consumer. So we designed food system roadmap for 10 years, and we are currently promoting those food system roadmap for different donors and different stakeholders, and which is very good and well designed and well prepared roadmap. So the government of Ethiopia, especially the Ministry of Agriculture, focusing on the whole food system, starting from production up to consumer, and the farmer should get benefit and health benefit and income from our production system.
Perfect. How does this roadmap establish the objectives in order to cope with the climate change scenario that we live in today? Ethiopia has a diverse topography, a diverse range of high altitude for different types of production, as well as coping with different types of temperatures, and humidity is also as well for production in your country. As one of the countries also with a large foundation for agricultural production, how are you dealing with these problems, and what are the challenges that you think can be sufficed by technical cooperation with countries like Brazil, amongst others?
Smart agriculture is a cross-cutting issue for Ministry of Agriculture. When you are producing something, or when you are designing some intervention, you have to think about climate smart agriculture, which is currently also, we are focusing on regenerative agriculture, sustainable production, nature-based farming. We have seen also in Brazil, and also we have seen such kind of experience in India. And we need to bring those experiences from different countries. For example, we are producing agricultural commercialization cluster. We are focusing on big production type of approach by consolidating the land and the smallholder land, the smallholder farmers' land, consolidating together and giving education, giving training, and supporting by input. So we don't want to focus on monocropping type of approach. We need to rotate the crop. For example, cereal with legumes, and also we need to focus on minimum tillage and also zero tillage. We have seen in Brazil also. And diversification and specialization also our focus area of production. So climate smart agriculture, it is, we have also the strategy and the mitigation, production, productivity. We are focusing on that, and we, especially currently, we need to give due emphasis for capacity development, capacity building. We need to also introduce different kind of technologies like early maturing varieties, as I told you, push-pull technology, vermicompost, composting, and conventional compost, and such kind of technologies are introducing for our farmers, and giving also capacity building training for extension workers, subject matter specialists. And currently we are preparing to, we are trying to design regenerative agriculture or sustainable intensification roadmap. We already conducted stakeholder mapping and also stakeholder meeting. So we are ready to design roadmap for regenerative agriculture or organic agriculture or sustainable intensification or nature-based farming.
Fantastic. Yenenesh Bezabi, thank you so much for this opportunity in order to understand a bit more about agriculture in Ethiopia, have a bird's eye view of what is going on, and the opportunities for cooperation between our two countries. I hope to have you here once more to further our conversation about the opportunities within agricultural development for a more sustainable agriculture and for the well-being of our populations. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bom, eu conversei com Yenenesh Bezabi, diretora executiva de Extensão Rural do Ministério da Agricultura da Etiópia. Falamos um pouco sobre as oportunidades de cooperação técnica entre os dois países e também os desafios que podem ser enfrentados ao divulgar e ao compartilhar a tecnologia que vem sendo desenvolvida aqui no Brasil. Eu aguardo vocês, agradeço vocês pela sua participação, audiência, e o Campo Diplomático vai ficar por aqui. Até mais.